Charles, do you think Elder Scrolls 6 will be released before the polar ice caps melt? Hard to say. The Microsoft acquisition definitely changed the culture, as has for all the studios that they've absorbed, and they don't have a great track record of being able to enable those acquisitions to move quickly. But Microsoft is a very different company today than it was even 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So maybe the culture has changed enough to enable that. And Bethesda is a very powerful company. It's got a very good leadership group, and they've done a lot of interesting things. The Elder Scrolls series has been hobbled in many ways by the same thing that hobbled Warcraft, where Warcraft 2 led to Warcraft 3, and then you'd expect to see a Warcraft 4, but then they released World of Warcraft. So a lot of the air got taken out of the urgency to develop Warcraft 4 or these other things, because you have this MMORPG asset that's generating money. So you have Elder Scrolls Online, and it's there, it's building a world, it's generating money. Is there a lot of urgency to go when you have a strong modding community and you still can sell millions of copies of DLC and anniversary editions and so forth for Skyrim? Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, but you got other stuff. You got Fallout, you got, I guess, a new franchise is coming out under Bethesda. So I can kind of see it. It's just a shame they didn't release anything a little earlier. And I think it probably would be prudent for Bethesda to really start thinking about middleware collaboration. In particular, it'd be really cool if they embraced the Unreal 5 engine or, next generation CryEngine or stuff like that, as opposed to rolling their own graphics engine, because then they could focus so much more on the storytelling component and these types of things. And I think it would add a lot of value to Unreal and actually create a situation where maybe they can get a lot of modding out of it. But it is what it is. It's just a Fallout 4. I had a lot of problems with the game, technical issues, bugs. It really, for the time that they invested, it was not what was up to snuff from graphics. And I don't think their forte is graphics. They should focus a lot more on narrative, story development, AI, combat mechanics, magic mechanics, and so forth. The other problem I've had with the Elder Scrolls series is there's been a gradual dumbing and casual gamification of the Elder Scrolls. In particular, you go from Morrowind, which was like, I'll just bring up my spreadsheet and write my macro and, and go and refer to my 300-page, tutorial on alchemy and spell design, to Skyrim, where you can't make your own spells, and a very simplistic alchemy system and very simplistic enchanting system and so forth, which has been modified by modders, but still is primitive. And the more desire to move in that direction, the less appealing the games are to me. But, I'm kind of old school in that respect.